Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much for the resubs, SotC Shadow Tash. How you doing? Appreciate you. Ryan, Chassis, I see you're here. How y'all doing today? My splits aren't right. I forgot to take my medicine, and that was what I spent my my pre-stream time doing. There we go. Okay. Okay. Glad you're all doing well. And by all, I just mean Chassis, because nobody else said that they were doing well, and I don't want to assume. I feel it. I feel that you are all on the cusp of greatness. In a lot of pain today. I hope that that gets better, Shadow Tash. It's been a while, I feel like, since you had your foot thing. How's everything going? No, I don't want to be watching this. Excuse me. Go away. Thank you. I have coffee, so things are probably okay today. Oh, I'm not doing boss rush. I can't just go into the game. Whoops. This is different. I'm not used to this. Good morning, afternoon, forgot the time difference. It's 11 in the morning, currently, where I am located. Healed, but walking still feels weird? Yeah, I imagine so. Okay. New game. On normal. Start. So we're doing this for realsies. This is the real, actual any %. Which means no resets. At least through the menu. On the bosses. If we want to retry, we have to die. And we're gonna do this. You know what? Whatever. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it just is, you know? 5 p.m. I didn't realize you were so far ahead. I guess that's not as far ahead as it feels like. Like 6 hours, right? But thanks for the good luck. We'll see. Because on the one hand, I've gotten better with a lot of the Colossi. On the other hand, I know that the setups are a little bit different for some of them in any %, like Bassaran. And I don't know what they are. So I have the feeling that we're just gonna delete any of our increased skill with, you know, time lost to things like that. But we'll see. My wrists are feeling quite alright, thankfully. And obviously if they start to get bad, then we'll stop. It's weird how people can just make those decisions, isn't it? Because when we went on our vacation to, I don't know why I pulled out my bow, actually. When we went on our vacation to, like, San Diego Zoo and stuff, I should have known that was gonna happen. We were driving through Arizona, because we obviously stopped at the Grand Canyon for the stars. And it's just so weird that, like, part of Arizona decides to abide by daylight savings time, and then part of it doesn't. And that doesn't have anything to do with geography. It's just entirely, like, their decision about whether to do it or not. So we actually had to get a different hotel. I don't think I said anything at the time. But we had to get a different hotel because we forgot to account for that when we were traveling, that we were gonna lose an hour just by driving down the road. And so the checkout time was too early. Or the check-in time, closing, was too early. Not the worst start. Yeah, and it's not even like a straight line. It's literally just some towns participate in it and some don't, and you just have to keep track. So we were going horseback riding, and all over all of their like paperwork that you had to sign about like, yes, I know how to ride a horse. It said multiple times like, you're probably gonna come into a different time zone when you're coming down the street. Don't be late. I know it seems like it's fine, but don't be late. Husbando refuses to zipline. He won't do it. Hey, come on. Skip. And it's not even because he's scared. It's just... he's the kind of person that, like, he wouldn't do bungee jumping. He wouldn't do skydiving. Because, like, the risk... the potential risk... is greater to him than the reward. Right? So he's like, why would I do this when I'm not especially excited about the outcome? And so the only thing I'm getting out of it is extra risk. Whereas I think that zip lines and stuff are fun. I would do skydiving. Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Hey Rick, how are ya? Good to see ya. Okay, I think it's... like... this thing? Is it this? Don't tell me if I'm wrong. Wander. Jump, bro. Oh my god. You are the worst. Jump. Whee! Okay, ooh, yee! Hey, I didn't fall off the cliff. That's something. Okay, that should be it for this one. Where are you going, buddy? You bonked into a wall, my friend. Ugh. Really? This is what we're gonna do? Wander. Come on, man. Oh my god. He wasn't even moving the 2 times that we fell. The reward is negative. I don't like adrenaline. It makes me throw up. Yeah. There has to be some kind of, like, additional reward for me besides sights, usually. Like, I'm not much on vacationing just to look at stuff, you know? So if I'm gonna zipline, it's gonna be something like... something that I couldn't see any other way, you know? That's cooler than just, oh, look at these trees. And Husbando and I both discovered he likes to go to Cedar Point for their Halloween thing, because Halloween's his favorite holiday. And he doesn't even care about the rides. He just wants to be like in the Halloween-y environment. But a couple years ago we went to Cedar Point, and we're like, you know, I mean, we're here, we might as well ride the roller coasters. And we both discovered that we're getting a little old for that, you know? It was mostly just really, really tiring. No such thing as too old for stuff. It was more just like we were getting headaches really easy, you know? Like we were getting headaches and we were tired and achy. Like we just didn't have the resilience to be kind of jerked around in a roller coaster like we used to. And it's still fun, but we certainly don't really have the capacity anymore to just like ride roller coasters for an entire day. So we rode a couple, and then we inadvertently took a break for like 4 hours because we went to Johnny Rockets, which is like a little diner at Cedar Point, and they completely messed up our order. It's like one of our fondest memories there, because all we wanted was like a milkshake and like a burger and fries total, and we were just gonna share all of it. And they messed it up and brought us like a chicken tender basket and not the burger and fries or the milkshake. They just were completely wrong. And we were like, oh, you know, we ordered this, but this is okay. Like, we can just eat this. This is fine. And the lady was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But they were super, super busy. So we ate all of the chicken tenders. And then just as we were finishing, she brought out the burger and fries. And we're like, oh, God, we don't have space for this, but all right. And then we were working our way through that. And then she brought out 2 milkshakes. And we were like, really, no, this is fine. Please, God, stop. But she just kept bringing out food. So we accidentally spent like 4 hours there between the slow service and the 60 things that she was delivering to our table. It was very funny. And so naturally after that, we were way too full to ride roller coasters for a while still. Those milkshakes were good, though. Did they get it that wrong? Exactly. I mean, I imagine it's just because they were, like, so busy. Like, it was unbelievable how busy they were. That poor woman. Like, we gave her a pretty decent tip because it was obvious that she was, like, trying really hard. She was just, like, really overwhelmed. Oh, can you not? Stop. Stop. Okay. I thought he was just gonna come over and stompy. So yeah, that was still like a really fun experience, even though they got it like horribly wrong. Thanks for the lizard treat, Stocky. Enjoy your phenomenal cosmic powers as a lizard wizard. Okay, you know what? Really not bad. I will take that. Now I have to get up onto his head, though. I hate this so much. Whoa, I just ran up here. Okay. I'll take it. That never happens. There's always like a little seam there that stops me from running up here. Oh, I am beating the devil out of him, as Bob Ross would say. I don't think he needs a full charge, but just in case, I don't want to have to come back up here. Wonder, don't. I really dislike how Wonder struggles to hold on there. Alright, but I think we're alright. This was actually not a bad Gaius. This went really well. Yeah, quite well, in fact. Sokasa, thank you for the lizard treats. I shall use the powers for evil. Go, my child. Commit crimes. Just make them good. Okay, so there are a couple problems coming up here. We're gonna start getting into Colossi where if I mess up, bad things happen, you know? Because like I said, it's not boss rush anymore. So I can't just quit if something goes wrong. And I'm getting better at Phaedra, but I have to actually land on Phaedra's leg. Because if I don't, I can't just restart. And I don't know how easy it is to die to Phaedra, but I'm assuming not very. To try out grappling, that sounds exciting. Honestly, if you miss, just go casual. That was kind of what my impression was. Like, it's gonna be easier to just do it the intended way than try to get Phaedra to stomp me. Because I'm just gonna be taking minuscule damage from it walking around. And I don't think that's worth it. I was just looking into a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. I was contemplating whether I wanted to sign up for one. Just because, like, I'm so small, you know? And I've taken plenty of self-defense classes and stuff, but I'm just such a small person that I would like to be able to just fold someone in half with confidence, you know? If I need to. Because currently my ability to defend myself is limited to I am going to wreck your shit, you know? And it's going to be, like, bad. And I would like maybe a little bit more control. Because, yeah, all of the self-defense that I've learned has always been... Wonder, can we not, dude? It's always been... Oh, just grab again. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're doing it casual because Wander decided to face downwards. Yeah, my self-defense training has always just been like, somebody has a knife, incapacitate them. Like, don't worry about hurting them, just incapacitate them. Gouge their eyeballs out, do whatever. And it's like, maybe I should balance that with a little bit of something else, you know? And to be fair, I'm very good at that kind of self-defense. The kind where you, like, try to gouge out their eyes and break their kneecaps backwards and things like that. I'm really good at that. But maybe we don't need to default to that, you know? I was actually really lucky because I got that to count for a gym class in college. Because we had to take, I think, 3 gym classes in order to graduate. It was just part of, like, the core requirements. And my 3 gym classes were, I knew self-defense. I got my work on the ship to count as, like, a sailing gym class. And, I took bowling. So I never needed to do, like, basketball or... Wonder! What was that? I did not let go. Wonder. He did it again! It was because of the jitters. It, like, displaced me. Okay, you can really stop. Phaedra. Oh, no. Okay, I'm on his back. That's fine. What on earth is happening here? Just put your head down, dude. But yeah, I really didn't want to take any, like, standard sports classes in college. Because I had always had really bad experiences growing up with that kind of thing. Because going to a Christian school, right, girls typically were not allowed to wear anything other than dresses and skirts in gym class. So that kind of limited what kind of sports girls could do. And I was really good at floor hockey. I was like really good at floor hockey, but that wasn't an option in college. And the gym teacher, I don't know why, just kind of assumed that we knew already how to play all of the common games like soccer and stuff like that. And nobody had ever taught me the rules of basketball. I mean, I knew the rules. I knew, like, you can't just pick up the ball and carry it and, you know, things like that. And I knew how to play basketball, but I didn't know, like, the names of any of the positions or, like, what they were supposed to be doing, you know, things like that. And so when my gym teacher, whose name was Mr. Matheny, when he's just, like, yelling at me from the sidelines, like, get to the key, I need you to be wherever, I don't remember. I'm like, what's the key? I don't know. You know, and then I'm getting in trouble for, like, not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and it was just an all-around bad experience that made me absolutely detest basketball. And similar things happened with, like, volleyball and soccer, so I just didn't want to do those in college. I like badminton, though. That's another one I'm good at. I'm basically good at badminton, floor hockey, and Husbando calls it frisbee dog. I don't know where that word came from, but it's like, we called it frisbee football. It's just football, but you play with a frisbee. American football, but you play with a frisbee. Because I'm really good at doing, like, trick shots with frisbees. Aggro, I thought you were going to handle that just fine. Did you all also experience that? Where you had, like, a gym teacher that just didn't take the time to actually make sure you understood anything? I don't know why he thought that we should know that, because we were, like, 7. We weren't old enough to be on sports teams yet. Not like my school even had sports teams, because there were 7 people in my class, so there weren't enough people to have sports teams. Okay, pretty sure it's faster to charge it up and do, like, jump over 2 of them than it is to just go up one by one. I think. Would have been so sick if we could have got that Phaedra leg jump. But whatever. Gotta leave some mistakes so that I can have time save later. Is this the correct one? I guess so. Now, Stocky, I have a question for you that has zero to do with anything we've been talking about. You're gonna spin again, I know you are. One of these Treaksmisses, I want, and I don't know if this is possible, and I feel like you would know. I want to create something where I'm just like playing, oh no, I'm playing Team Eco games. So let's say that I start with Last Guardian. And I don't know if it's at a certain, like it's a certain amount of time, woo, or what. Let's get the tail. This is the way I'm supposed to be doing this if I'm doing it the scaredy cat way. But let's just say, like, after 5 minutes, it just switches to a different game, to Shadow or to Eco. And it just keeps doing that until I beat all of the games. In order to do that, I would need to have all of the games on the same system, right? Like, I would need to have it on PC probably, which means it's not possible. Because I know that people do that all the time with other games, but those other games probably have, like, emulators or whatever. Okay. We stayed out of the water for Avion, that's all that matters. See, that's what I wondered. With the USB thing, maybe it would be possible. Because I would want... Like, it would be really fun to be like, you know, I'm fighting Avion, and then someone cashes in, let's just say 1,000 chat points, that seems low, but 1,000 chat points, and it just, bam, I'm playing Eco now, in the middle of Avion. And then next time I go back to Shadow, surprise, I'm still back on Avion, and I just have to pick up from where I was, you know? Because I think just even getting that to happen would already be hard enough without having to think about, like, it would be even cooler if it took you to a random part of the game and you had to play from there, you know? But that's like an additional hurdle. Where am I going? What is your name, bro? Barba, that's what it is. Yeah, random part is 100% emulator only because you can't... Like, for games like Last Guardian, like, you have to have made progress up to a certain point in order for the game to, like, be there. So the whole game would have to be created via, like, save states or something. In order for that to work, but just at a baseline level. Because I think that would be fun. I haven't a clue, but I'm not a coward either. You're a lizard wizard. That much I know for sure. Because Last Guardian is the problem, because I don't think that we can emulate Last Guardian. You know? Because if we could emulate it, then we could mod it. Technically, all caps, so that's promising. Doing it on 3 consoles, so we would have... Yeah, I mean, you could do... Eco PS3, Last Guardian PS4, Shadow PS5, or just swap Last Guardian and Eco. Or, I'm sorry, Last Guardian and Shadow. But could I do it on one Elgato? Because obviously the janky way to do it is just to have each of them on their own Elgato, and then I literally just pause the game whenever someone switches it. And switch to a different game. Yeah, I meant like literally unplugging one Elgato from my computer and plugging in a different one. But if we had an HDMI switcher, that would streamline it a lot. I would imagine even just the code for doing it on emulator would be kind of chunky. Oh man, I should have looked up how to do the Barba thing where you just are on his head. I have no concept of how that works. All I know is that you, like, interrupt this cutscene at a specific time or something, and then you're just on his head. That is all I know. Okay. Whoa, cool. Yep, this was how I wanted to start. Alright, buddy, let's try this again. Try again. Try again. Now he's moving. Now he's moving. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, okay, okay. 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 Smoosh me. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. I don't know why that almost exclusively whoop happens to me in any percent, and it doesn't happen to me in boss rush. Alright, we're gonna wait another cycle for this. Nice. Alright. At this point, I would rather him just break through the wall. What? Oh, is this gone? Okay. Whoosh. Okay, so this is a little messy, but we're making it work. We made it work. It's fine. This is what a 5-year degree lets me do. I'm so proud of you. Also, I promise I will give those lizard treats. It's just in the middle of any percent. I don't have enough time in between colossi to do it. Alright, Schneckman, you are this way. I think Schnecky's not gonna notice me. I seem to recall that in any percent, it's harder for me to get him to notice me. I'm kind of worried about Bass, though. Because I know that his setup is not the same for Rib Jump in any percent as it is in Boss Rush. And I don't know what the difference is. It's like you have to wait for a slightly different amount of time or something. And I don't know how long that is. Plus, we get one chance, right? Because I'm not going to go and die in the chasm. Like, I'm just going to get him on a geyser. Which takes forever. If Aggro would just keep running on her own, I could get up and give treats, but she will start to slow down, sadly. I'll get back to you on the auto switching. Thank you, Stocky. I thought if anybody would know, it would be you. I just gotta come up with more stuff for Treaksmas. I still really want to do like a points-based, almost scavenger hunt for Last Guardian, but there's just not enough runners who are active anymore. Sadly. Like, I bet Aiden could carve out some time to do it, but aside from that... Plus, that would also, like, super benefit from being able to just be anywhere in the game at any time. Which we don't have the capacity to do. Someday. When we can emulate The Last Guardian. Man, the day that we get to be able to emulate Last Guardian and, like, mod it and stuff with any sort of reliability and consistency, there's gonna be so many things I could do. Because at this point, I've done basically every meme run that anybody can think of in The Last Guardian. That was a nice throw. Thanks, Aggro. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Nikki. I snuck me in. You noticed me right away. I'm so proud of you. That was easy. He noticed me, like, immediately. I did what I thought I recalled the setup being, which is a certain number of swims toward that pillar within the first X seconds. And I guess it worked, but I would like to believe it's because I talked to him cute. Okay, so nothing should be different compared to Boss Rush. Oh, you know, one thing that I should add to my runs is doing the dodge roll thing on him. Oh, I got hit. I was in the safe zone. And then he knocked me out of it. What a goob. I should be in the safe zone here at least. And then... up we go. Oh, I don't like this. I do not like where I am positioned, but if it hit once, it should hit every time. Even though I'm doing this weird teleport thing. Okay, he's gone. Didn't like that. Okay, this one takes a while. I'll give the treats. Alright. I knew that the death spaghetti took a while to get to you through the water, so... Thank you for the treats, Sokasa. I believe it was sake. They are obviously very popular. He's already eaten both. Okay, next up is Kuro. Who is this way? I should do, because I'm really enjoying running Shadow as opposed to Last Guardian because, I mean, the length, number one. But number two, it's just a lot easier to do meme categories. Because with Last Guardian, like I was saying before, you have to progress through a certain point in the game in order to get to a later point, right? Like, there is no checkpoint system as far as, like, being able to load checkpoints or load specific bosses or anything. So Shadow's a lot more flexible. And so it's just, it fits in so nice, you know? So I feel like I should do both. Like, maybe we should do hard boss rush because hard colossi are, like, entirely different. And I kind of want to do an any % mirrored normal because those are really, really hard. And it's so easy to get lost and so easy to get confused. And it's a lot of fun. Mort loves his berries. From the very beginning, he's always loved blueberries. And he doesn't mind raspberries, depending on his mood. But he's not a big fan of blackberries if he knows what they are. If it's mixed in with other food, he doesn't care. Also, I think this is my favorite area in the game. When I was a kid, I would come here on aggro and just run around. There's like this pretty waterfall and everything, the land bridge. This beautiful little oasis in here. All just very pretty. Alright, so I know most runners will stop aggro and like keep getting her to run along all of this. But it's really easy for her to go the wrong way and then get stuck, so we're just gonna take it slightly slower, but make sure that we make it, you know? Cool. Thank you, aggro. Right, I'm gonna need my bow. I know there's also the whistle trick to not have to jump onto this thing because you can just like walk over to it by hovering in the air. There's a lot of cool tricks. Okay, Mr. Kuro, let's just make this easy, okay? Okay, he was not up very fast this time. I don't know what was up with last time. Can these flowers, like, not take up my entire screen, please? Okay, I'm gonna trust myself that this only takes a 0.5. We're just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna overcharge it. cool. Cool, cool. So my splits are showing that, yeah, overall, I'm just kind of like a little bit more competent on an individual Colossus basis, you know? Now that I'm a bit more experienced, but I think Vassaran is really gonna chew this up. I mean, it should be built into the splits that we get him over a geyser, but even still. Okay, aggro, you ready? Maybe I should just make it my goal to have one run in every category of Shadow. Because I already have one run in every category of Last Guardian. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I don't have some of the ILs. So maybe we should do that. I know we were running ILs, but maybe we should do that. We'll fill in every category of Last Guardian, every category of Shadow. Because I kind of want to go back to Last Guardian too, it's just I don't have much to do in it anymore, you know? My any percent time is really, really low. I could go back to all barrels, but that's like 4 hours. And it's hard enough for me to get the 2 hours this is going to take to do this run. And that just leaves Bad Ending, which I already have the world record in, and Windmill, which I already have the world record in, so at least on Windmill I'm tied, which is really cool. 3-way tie. That's epic. I hope nobody ever breaks it, because that's just really cool. Okay, I don't know how this works. So I can almost guarantee that we're just trying to get him over a geyser. Yeah, no, okay, he's not... He's already not willing to shoot, so... Although he is shooting now, so I'll give it a try. Ooh! Ooh. No! Oh, that was so close. I actually got it to work, and then I, like, lost my ability to turn around. Because I was underneath his, I was, like, between his little leg thingy and his body. Come on, aggro. We'll get him out of here. I am impressed with myself that I was even able to set him up like that. Alright, let's get him coming this way. That's the closest I've ever been to getting rib jump in any percent. I wonder if I can get him to do it again here, since he just shot again. No, not really. Okay. Okay, well we don't want to mess with his pathing. Oh, aggro, come on. Come on, move. 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 He does not stay angry at you for very long, which makes it really hard to get him to move. Can't even see him. Come on, buddy. Turn, aggro. You're directing him in the wrong direction. Okay, come here. Come here, my mans. Come on. Really? That's not counting? Thank you. This geyser's not gonna last long enough for me to do both, I don't think. Oh, his foot's on the geyser as well, which really sucks. Alright. He's going. I should have gone toward his tail, but whatever. I really hate this part. Because you can do all this work, and then if Wander chooses not to grab in the right spot, you're just back on the ground and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, we got this. That's good enough for me. No, Wonder. Do not. Just get up here. Oh my god. You are the worst, dude. Well, you know, at least he's out of the cave. I'll just take what stab I can get. It wasn't a full one, but that's better than nothing. There's no way that I have a plant right now. There is no way that I have a plant right now. Oh, this. Look at this. I don't know what we did to Bassaran in my PB, but I'm just happy to not be hemorrhaging minutes to this guy. Oh, that was glorious. I will take that in any day. But clearly, even in my PB, we didn't have Ripstrat because that's hard in any percent, so we got closer today than ever before. Also, I forgot to ask, anybody do anything fun over the weekend? I haven't asked that the last couple weeks. How have your weekends been? It is extraordinarily hot here, so we're not really going out and doing anything. We're under a heat warning, in fact. It was like 94 degrees or something yesterday. It's bad. In the sun, it's over 100 degrees. Oopsie. Okay, Dirgy Dirge. Fastest way to get to Dirge is past Bassaran, I believe. Yeah, and that's the thing. It rained before that 94 degrees. It felt like being inside a sauna. It was gross yesterday. It was actually quite the storm. Woke both of us up because usually, you know, it's kind of nice to have thunderstorms overnight because you get that nice ambient noise. But the thunder was so loud that it was like rattling our house, you know? It was very disruptive. But yeah, it's currently 88, it looks like. And I think it's shaping up to be another 94, 95 today. Yeah, and of course, the utility company is using this as an opportunity to to be like, hey, we're doing time of day rates where it's more expensive to use electricity between, I think it's 3 and 7 p.m. So in other words, like when your house has had the chance to heat up all day and you really need the air conditioning. And also when you're just coming home from dinner and cooking. Or from work and cooking dinner. And I like to be warm, so it's currently 74 degrees in this room, and I'm in a sweatshirt and long pants, and I'm, you know, I've got the hot laptop on my lap, and I'm comfortable. But I'd like to be able to open the windows, get some fresh air. I should do Animals of the Land again, now that there's like different paths and stuff, different routing. When I did it, it was still like a 25-minute run or something, and now I think it's like 8 minutes. Oh, also, this makes me really happy, by the way. I got a notification from the Yeti that my shirt has shipped, which means even though SGDQ took my Last Guardian run out of the backups, I still get a runner shirt because they forgot to take me out of the Yeti. I'm really sad that I'm not going because, like, Juho's gonna be there, and he's flying to America in order to participate, and, like, that would have, I think, basically been my only chance ever to meet him. So, like, it would have been really fun to meet with people, but, like, the committee basically told me, in not as many words, that, like, there was no chance Last Guardian was gonna run, so no, I'm not gonna just sit there for an entire week, you know? What you doing, Morby? Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's the Last Guardian that makes it rough. Because I had kind of a concept of how to do it with just Eco and Shadow. It's the Last Guardian that's really kind of messing with it. Dirge, honey, I really need you to catch me, please. I hate when Wonder does that. Like, why are you the way that you are, my guy? Okay, 1. 0.9. 0.5. He's leaving. He's leaving. I messed up. That's okay. That's alright. Hey, Shavil. Hello, good luck. Never mind. How you been? It's good to see you. Oopsie. He came after me real quick, like it's fine. We'll lose a little bit of time, but that's to be expected. I'm not sure, because I wasn't sure that my 0.9 was actually a 0.9. I might have let it fully charge, but I think the 0.5 was actually the problem. Still, it's alright. How you been, Shavil? Hopefully good. was it sports? Like Pilates sports? Or like pickleball sports? You have Windows 11? Yes, I do. Against my will. I did not want Windows 11, but here we are. How are you in the joint between your arm and your hand? I'm doing better. Right now, I'm feeling like just a little something something in my pinky of my right hand. But it's really not... Where am I going? This way, right. It's really not nearly as bad as it used to be. Like, I'm not getting basically any pain, like, when I'm just sitting here. It's only when I'm doing things, and even then it's not nearly as bad as it was. So, I'm hopeful that it will continue to get better. Pelagia kind of scares me as well, if I'm being honest. I'm not super worried about Celosia, which of course I'm going to immediately come to regret as I get stuck in the wall on the way down. But... maybe I won't do any Pilates anymore because free is a pretty banger price. Fair. I think of you every time that I write a Pilates article. I have 4 of them to write per month. And the client is honestly kind of picky and a jerk, but they're kind of interesting. I think my 2 for this month are like Pilates exercises you love to hate, and then what's the other one? I can't remember. It was something boring. Like how Pilates can help aging people or something. It's like, it helps aging people the same way it helps everybody. Flexibility and strength and stability. Which one isn't picky and a jerk? Right. Which, by the way, I never heard back from that one client who accused me of using AI. I sent that evidence and they just never responded. Which is, like, fine. Like, at this point, I don't want to work with you anyway. But there's a little part of me that's salty that I think that they're still, in their minds, they're like, oh yeah, we caught her. You know? But can't just get hung up on the justice boner, right? Wonder. Stop. Oh, that was glorious. That was beautiful. I got nervous there because I was going really far and the cutscene wasn't triggering. I thought I went to the wrong Colossus. Oh, Wonder, what are you doing? Wonder, pick up the stick. I don't know why Celosia just decided that he was just not interested in anything I'm doing, thankfully. Hey buddy, stop. It's a nice angle on him. He didn't have to do a very long spin to get out the door. And at any percent, there's no way that I'm doing the window trick. Like, nah. Yeah, no, Wonder and Celosia were both trying to share the brain cell in that moment, and they were fighting over who got to use it, and in the end, neither of them got to use it. Okay, tell me I don't have a plant without telling me I don't have a plant. Come on. Easy. Love to see it. Wow, that was catastrophic in my last PB, apparently. I'm all for more practices that actively age people. Every repetition that you do in Pilates takes 3 days off of your life. Pilates is a conspiracy by Big Pilates to sell more Pilates. Okay, Pelagia, can you be nice, buddy? We found something worse than cigarettes. There's my next article title. Pilates versus cigarettes. The benefits of smoking. For the most part, I really like the stuff that I write. I especially like health-focused stuff because I'm just kind of... Like, I really enjoy writing very science-y things. Like, I was just writing about Pilates as a form of, like, stress management. And obviously you can do the whole, like, oh, Pilates is like a mindfulness thing and it helps you to relax your mind. But I was all about, like, okay, when you do Pilates, this low-impact exercise triggers the release of cortisol and, it, you know, that's kind of what I'm all about. So I like that kind of stuff. But there's this one client. It's a divorce attorney who focuses on men's rights during divorce. Every single month, all 4 of the things that I write for him are the same. Just with different words. And as a professional writer, you get used to that. It's a skill to be able to write the same thing over and over in different words and have it be engaging every time. But, oh my god. Every article is titled something like, The Role of a Men's Rights Attorney in Divorce. Why a men's rights attorney matters in divorce. Why you need a men's rights attorney for your divorce. And it's like, it's all the same thing. And the answer is always, they can help with child custody. They can help with alimony. They can help with asset division. Those 3 things. And then you talk about statistics. And it's like, I don't want to write this anymore, man. Stop. Get me off of this ride, you know? Reasons to get a men's rights attorney. Number 7 will blow your mind, right? Thank God I don't have to write that kind of stuff anymore. I used to have to. And that was the single most miserable period of my working life. Because I love creating... It's called VAT. Or VAC, sorry. Value-added content. Which is content that comes from a company that is helpful first and advertising second, right? So like, for example, I'm the sole writer for Reptilinks. So when I'm writing an article for them, yeah, I'm gonna throw in Reptilinks, but primarily I'm trying to educate you about, you know, for example, the one that I just posted was about this upcoming ban on reptile lighting. So 99% of what I write is going to be, here, let me teach you about this thing. And 1% is going to be, oh, by the way, here's Reptilinks, you know? I love that kind of content. And writing the whole, like, number 7 will shock you kind of content just, it drains your soul. It truly does. Or like I was on a webpage earlier where I was trying to do research on, like, the general ratio of like how much you make per 10k views on YouTube-ish. Just trying to get, you know, a ballpark. Is it like 10 cents? Is it like $50? That kind of deal. Because obviously it varies, but... And the article that I clicked into, which I'm sure you could find too if you just looked for, you know, how much does 10k views on YouTube make, was about... It was like, here's a calculator for how you can just plug in your numbers and figure out how much you would make on YouTube if you had X amount of views. And then the entire article, which based on just the length of it, must have been, you know, probably 4,000 words or something. That's quite long. Whoosh. Nice. The entire article just never actually gave you the calculator. It just kept repeating the same thing in slightly different formats over and over again. And it's like, I'm so sorry to the writer who did this because I know how you feel. But why does this content exist? Oh, that was immaculate. You love to see it. That was really good. I was really confident about the positioning, but I wasn't going to say anything. When I was a young boy, my grandmother would take the whole family to the grocery store. Though there was room in the back seat, for some reason I would have to travel in the trunk. That's the beginning of every recipe. Right? You're like, how do I make yakisoba? And the recipe is like, when I was but a boy, in the countryside, there was a man down the road who sold me eggs. And it's like, what? Thankfully, it seems like, at least with recipes, people are wising up to that, and they're just putting, like, a jump to recipe button at the top. And for those who are unclear, the reason that people do that is... Well, there's two reasons. Google has a big, complicated algorithm for how it decides what websites to serve to people when they Google something. And it's getting worse because of AI and all this stuff, and Google just updated their algorithm, and that's a whole separate conversation that has been ruining writers' careers. But anyway, so one of the things that Google looks at that writers need to be aware of is time on page, which is how long does somebody spend on your website on average? Because the longer someone spends on your website, the more Google views it as a reputable website, because people are finding value there that's causing them to stay. So that's number one. People want a lot of content, and they want people to have to scroll through it because it encourages them to stay longer, which makes them rank better in Google. Second, there are rules for how often you can insert advertisements. It's typically between every, I believe it's 3 to 4 single space lines. So the longer your content, the more ads you can host, right? And the more ads you can host, the more money you make per click of your page. So that's mostly why people do that instead of just showing the recipe right at the top. Because if they showed the recipe at the top, then you wouldn't scroll down, which doesn't cause those ads to load, which means you're not getting paid for hosting those ads. Hey, let's get this bow out. But yeah, that's exactly right. You need to click and stay on the page So you can't have the information that you want to have displayed, or else you'll just get it and then leave. Javil, you may have been single-handedly funding that one man's lifestyle by keeping that tab open. Okay, I think that's all of them. Are y'all guilty of that, of keeping tabs open for 6 months? Because I absolutely am. But I do it with intention. Husbando also is, but he does not do it with intention, and there's a big difference, I feel. Oh, wonder, please. So, Husbando just opens tabs, reads what he needs, and then never closes them. I will keep tabs open, but I'm constantly, like, going back through them to be like, okay, is it time for me to use this one? Ooh, I don't know if that was enough. That's gonna be close. I think that might have been a 0.8 instead of a 0.9. Hopefully we can compensate a little bit. Yeah, that was more like a 0.9. So I think Phalanx is gonna get away with just a little sliver here. Sadly. But we might be able to drag it back on this final one. It'll be close. I don't think so. Ooh, it was close. We did it though. Yeah, like, I have had a YouTube video open for like, I think like 3 weeks. And I do 100% plan on watching it, but like, I have a very specific scenario in which I want to be ready to watch it. So it's still there. Open, you know? Like, let me see what I have open right now. I have 1, 2, 3 YouTube tabs. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 work tabs, which always stay open because those are what I just work on every day. 2 tabs that I refresh every day looking for work. So, like, you know, they're intentional. I would rather keep my work tabs open every day than reopen them and, you know, run the risk of realizing 2 weeks from now, like, oh, I completely forgot this client existed and I haven't checked on them in 2 weeks, you know? Yeah, pinning tabs is really nice. Another thing that I do is I'll email them to myself. So, like, for your example with, like, concept art, if I find, like, a bunch of related, for example, let's just say reptile decorations or something, and I'm like, oh, I just want to really explore this concept, I'll just gather all of those pages that interest me, put all of the links in a single email, and then title the email something really descriptive with a bunch of keywords, so that later, when I'm like, oh yeah, what was that thing I was looking at? If I just search my email for any of those keywords, it'll just pop that whole list back up. And that helps me to keep my tabs free, you know? I also have 30 draft emails in which I kind of do similar things, but the draft emails all have names, you know? Like, I'm a very hierarchical, like, structured sort of person, so. But meanwhile, it's also kind of exciting the way Husbando does it, because if you get on his iPad and you scroll back through his tabs, it's like a time capsule, you know? You can find, like, build guides for Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn that we played, like, 4 years ago. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. See, no, bookmarks don't do anything for me. Because then once it's in the bookmarks, for some reason I forget that it's there. And if I just keep bookmarking things, then I have 30,000 bookmarks and I'm never going to look through all of them on an individual level, you know? My bookmarks tab, like I have the little bookmarks bar underneath my search bar. And that has, you know, my Twitter, my Twitch, my captions program. It's basically like a little bundle thing where every time I get ready to stream, it's all the links that I need. Do you think it's a link to the I won't use items in an RPG ever? Because I do. Hey, as long as Husbando is also playing, we don't have that problem. Because we're still playing Xenoblade, by the way. Xenoblade 3. We're almost done with it, because Elden Ring DLC comes out this Friday. And we ended up spacing it like just perfectly, where I think we're going to finish Xenoblade on Thursday. And then Elden Ring comes out on Friday. And, you know, there are semi-limited resources, coins and stuff, in Xenoblade. And gold coins, like, we're not really going to be able to get that many more, but we had 99. And Husbando was like, alright, I'm going to spend them. And then in one blow, he just bought something that cost 99. And I'm like, oh, how did you do that? They're just gone now. And he, you know, he didn't even think twice about it. Meanwhile, it felt like somebody had stabbed me repeatedly with a rusty knife. Stray Gods. What kind of game is that? I've never heard of it. Okay, Zenobia, can I just, like, get Kaze jump? Oh, I finished Zao, by the way, on my own time. The final boss was surprisingly challenging, but very interesting. With my hands, I haven't been playing too much of anything casually. Just so that I can have, you know, rest time. But I'm looking forward to picking up some of the smaller stuff that Husbando doesn't have super much of an interest in. I really want to convince him to play Disco Elysium with me, because I think that if he is just willing to sit down and do that, I think he's really going to enjoy it. But it's the kind of game that, like, requires, like, focus, right? You have to constantly be paying attention because you're reading. And I think we're both kind of in a place right now where we'd like to be able to... Don't. Oh my god, what are you doing? Just let me make this jump, dude. We're both kind of in a place where reading is not the kind of game that we want. And we'll cycle back to that, because we always go through these moods, right? So we just have to wait until we're both in a mood for, like, a very story-heavy game, which we kind of just were with Spiritfarer. Because we did 100% Spiritfarer. It is very, very queer. think you'd really gel with it. Well, I will check it out. I'm always happy to add things to my list of games that I would probably like. That list is very long. I'm in a lore-heavy game right now. Cookie clicker. Oh, where am I? Where am I? Alright. I didn't expect to actually fall down. Yeah, like, sometimes you're in the mood for lore-heavy things. Sometimes you're like, I just want to shoot things in my spaceship, you know. It all kind of depends. We finished Remnant 2. Well, I mean, we finished Remnant 2 long before we stopped playing it. Please get up here. So we finished Remnant 2 and then we made a bunch of nonsense builds and kept playing through it, but once we decided to put it down until the next DLC came out, we switched to Spiritfarer. Because Husbando was like, okay, I want like a tiny little bite-sized game, and I was like, well, if you're willing to play Spiritfarer now, we should probably jump on it because it's hard to be like in the right mindset to be ready to play Spiritfarer, so when we both were, it was like, alright, let's just do this. And then after that, Husbando specifically was like, I really want an RPG. So we chose Xenoblade, knowing that... a JRPG. Knowing that Elden Ring was going to be coming out, and that's kind of our Souls-like. And once we're done with that, I'm not sure what kind of genre we're going to want to be in. Thanks, Shavil, appreciate it. Been replaying Persona 4 Golden for the 5th time. We have only ever played base Persona 5. And we have... well, so we have Shin Megami Tensei 5 on the shelf, and now I've seen that there's apparently a new one, like Shin Megami 5 Vengeance or something, I don't know, that has just come out. And we have Persona 5 Royal, which we have not gotten to. And then Persona 3, obviously, just recently has been making a resurgence. Like, we have so many things in that whole universe to pursue. Persona 5 kind of snoozed me halfway. We really liked it, but there were definitely some palaces that were much better than others. Because we ended up getting the plat for it, which took, I think, like 150 hours. Which meant we had to play through it more than once. And yeah, there were definitely some palaces that it's like, let's just go do this one real quick, you know? The first palace is honestly really strong. One of the stronger ones. But yeah, I've heard that Persona 4 is really, really good. And I have certainly not heard any bad things about Persona 3, so I would have to assume that that's also good. But, you know, we've also got Tales of Arise, we've got 13 Sentinels. Like, there's a lot of similar games in that niche. So it's gonna take us a while to get through those, I think. Is there a difficulty-related trophy? I guess maybe there was for 5 too? I don't remember. I remember fighting, like, secret bosses that were very difficult, but... okay, chat. Bets that we are gonna lose our time on Argus here. On the one hand, I've been doing a lot better on Argus. On the other hand, I mean, he's Argus. It is what it is. Like, no big deal either way, but... I would like to believe that I can do this. Yo, sick flip. Didn't get me where I wanted to go, but... A bug just flew in my mouth. Why? Okay. That was cruel. Oh yeah, absolutely, Stocky. We tend to always play games in the language in which they were created, which means that JRPGs we always play in Japanese. And that's not to say that there's anything inherently wrong with a dub. Sometimes the dubs are nice. Like, I liked, in Persona 5, I remember liking Ryuji's voice in English as well. But... I remember for Final Fantasy 15, man, it was this weird combination where the best experience was had by using the Japanese voice actors, but using not the English translation, but the English just dub closed captions, basically. Okay, that's not gonna work. So it wasn't like a direct translation of what the Japanese VAs were saying, which means that it had a lot of like really goofy sort of writing that was inherent with just the English script, but you still had the nice Japanese voice actors, so you got like the characters' personalities through their voices with like a really personable translation as well, because the Japanese translation of Final Fantasy 15 was meh, you know? Okay, well this is going great, in case you were wondering. It was a very weird combo, but it worked like really well and made the characters much more charming, I feel like, than they would have been if you had just done it either straight in English or just straight Japanese with the Japanese translation. Yes, the Japanese translations... Come on, man. Japanese translations can be very rigid and lack a lot of the character flair. So I think that was like a really nice hybrid. See you later, Stocky. Enjoy your folding clothes while people are still in them. Alright. Let's give it our best, huh? Yo, we did it. I felt pretty good about that setup, to be honest. That's alright. Wonder can noodle around a little bit. I would rather him noodle than me try to reposition and accidentally fall off of his head, you know? That is a gargantuan time save. I'm not bothered about the little bit of time that we lost. I mean, that's not to say that Malice isn't going to absolutely wreck us, because, you know, I've been having a problem with tunnel-less Malice. But we got some flexibility here, and if it goes to pot, then obviously we know that we have big time. Yeah, no, like, that was part of the reason I wanted to rerun any percent, because I remembered that the last time that I ran it, I was still really struggling with Argus. And that's not to say that I don't struggle with him now, but I tend to struggle with him a bit less. don't know why I went this way. Should have gone the other way. That's alright. Meh, let's just do this. So one more boss. And once we get through the tunnels, I typically am fine, so... Thank you, Shavil. Yeah, like, even though boss rush doesn't 100% translate over to any percent, it definitely made a big difference, you know? I could tell that I had improved a lot since the last time I ran any percent. I can't tell from the time difference whether I had to do the tunnels intended in my last PB. I don't think so. I think I learned Tunnelless Malice fairly early enough that it should be in these splits. But obviously it's quite possible that I didn't get it on the first try, so... We'll see. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that my problem recently with Tunnelless Malice has been that I'm getting too close. Because the principle, right, is that Malice is shooting down below your feet, and that's what's keeping you safe. And you don't want to be too far away, or else he's going to hit the ground instead of, you know, in front of the obstacle, and it's going to blow you up. But I think that part of the problem is that I'm so afraid of being too far away that I'm getting too close, and I'm getting hit by the blast for the opposite reason. So, I'm going to try to... I'm just going to go this way, whatever. I'm gonna try to just fight my instincts there a little bit, and we'll see if it goes better. But first and foremost, we have to focus on not dying on the run up to Malice, because you don't get a checkpoint at Malice until you're up in the rain with him. And I have definitely watched, like, Tic Tac and others, you know. Oh, just go a little bit further, aggro, please. I have definitely watched them, you know, just make, like, a kind of misplaced final diagonal jump onto Malice's platform and miss, and then die and go all the way back to the temple, which is obviously just catastrophic. Also, Shavil, I forgot to ask, I don't think that you were here the last time that we played Solar Ash, but I made it through, the first 3 bosses, I think? Or was it 4? I made it through the boss that he's like a little scrabbly boy on the moon, or whatever. And now I'm in the place where there's like electrified rails, and you have to turn the electricity off in order to use them. Would you call that halfway through? Like, based on number of bosses, I think that I'm halfway through. But it could be that the final... It could be that the final couple worlds are like twice the length of all the previous ones, you know what I mean? Or it could be that they're shorter. Because I certainly did not expect to do 2 bosses last time. I was just starting the, like, electric place. I just got to Sid, and that was it. place with like the green swamps that poison you over time. More than halfway through? Okay. Oof. Because for all I know, because there's like, it seems like there's six bosses. And for all I know, you know, I could go to a world and it's got like a double boss or something, so. I did guess, because I said there's gonna be, I know it, there's gonna be like a Gaius looking guy. And sure enough, there he was. Let's just make sure that we make it here. There's our checkpoint. Alright. So we go tunnelless. It's thankfully really easy for Malice to kill us if we make a mistake, so... Oh, I forgot that I can skip this. I don't like that positioning already. Yeah, no, I was not a fan of that. I mean, I need Malice to kill me anyway, so I'm gonna try to get down to here. We might actually be able to do this. I only have the one more chance on this life, but... I almost wonder if it would have been better to die. Because now, if I accidentally take a tumble off of Malice, I won't survive. But technically, that was first try tunnelless. But I mean, like, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I'm missing one... And we will be healing as we climb, too. So, there's that. I'm missing one cache in the previous area before the electric things, so that's like the... I would describe it as the mystic mushroom place. I'm missing one cache there. But I suspect that they're going to start, you know, getting harder to find. Give him just a big one, not only to do as much damage as I can, which isn't a lot when you're stabbing those, but just to give me an extra little second to heal, just in case. We saw what happened with Phaedra and accidentally getting knocked off 50 times even though I didn't let go, so let's not do that. Oh, I'm so close to his wristband. That will hurt you, and in my state will probably kill me, so... Okay, Wonder, I implore you, please, jump. Thank you. Alright, looks like we have a plant. I don't see how this could go wrong. We're doing that teleporting thing again, but as long as I'm hitting him, honestly, I don't care. And this should be it. Beautiful. That was actually really close to what we originally achieved. But time does not stop there. Hopefully we can wrap this up pretty juicy. The annoying rhyming guy. I loved rhyming guy. He was cute. And he didn't want me to bother him. He was like, can you please go away now? Leave me alone. Okay, so we do actually have to still be here for a while. So I'm gonna get past these guys. We never get to see this in Boss Rush, which is, hey, you know, something new. So these guys are at my feet. I walked into them just to get them as far away from me as possible, to, like, facilitate them getting past me. Because I need them to just exit. And of course... wouldn't be the end of a Shadow of the Colossus run if I didn't barf out some blue Gatorades, so... But I made sure they weren't under me first. They are back there. Because I need to be out of their way, or else they're gonna keep fighting me. He wasn't my jam, I don't know why. The cat person is like less my jam than the mushroom guy, I think. None of them are bad, but... I mean, let's see, it's, what did we lose time on here? Oh yeah, kind of a shame we didn't one-cycle Dirge, but that's okay. Come on, Wonder. There is a speedrun way to do this, and I'm just doing it poorly. Because we don't want to be falling down like that. There we go. Alright. We've done it. Saving just over 10 minutes. Which, obviously, I'm quite proud of. But we do need to wait and see what our time is. I was pretty confident we were going to be able to take something off of this after all that boss rush, you know? So we have to watch this whole cutscene thing at the end because that's the only way we can get back to the main menu to see our in-game time. If you're wondering what we're just doing here. Oh shoot. I forgot that I gotta drive to Husbando's work and drop my car off. Oh, that's what, reminders are for. Gotta get my oil changed. So I don't really talk about it much because I always talk about Taco Bell instead. And don't get me wrong, I stand Taco Bell. Taco Bell is bae. But I also love Krispy Kreme. And I keep up with all of their, like, temporary offerings. And they have just sucked lately. They had a Dolly Parton, like, promotion and none of the flavors were especially exciting, and now they've switched to, like, Friends inspired, which hasn't been relevant for, like, 30 years. And, again, none of the flavors sound especially good. Let me read them to you. Where did they go? Oh, well look, within the last 24 hours, fans puzzled and disappointed by Krispy Kreme's surprising new offerings. Looks like everybody hates it. How do you screw up a Dolly Parton menu? I'll have to find the Dolly Parton ones too, to read them, because we got some time here. Oh yeah, okay, so let's see. So yeah, one was just like a white chocolate donut. Like, that's not very exciting. The second one, strawberries and custard. You know, whatever. Mango flavored frosting on another one. Which, like, I don't know. I feel like mango and donut is not really a thing. And then the last one, at least I see it's got like cafe latte topping with chocolate swirls and stuff. Like, yeah, sure. That's something for somebody. But that feels like so uninspired. You know? Let me see if I can find the Dolly Parton one. Here we go. Okay, so one just had strawberry icing, which is very boring. But this one, Peachy Keen Cobbler, unglazed donut filled with real peach filling, dipped in brown sugar icing, and crunchy cobbler topping. Alright. Not my kind of thing. I don't really like donuts that have fruit in them, but, you know, that's something. Then they had one that was filled with banana pudding, and then had wafer cookies on top. And it's like, again, yeah, kind of creative, just not my kind of thing. See you later, Sokasa. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, I don't know. Am I being too judgmental by just specifically wanting chocolatey donuts with peanut butter and cookie and that kind of stuff? I don't know. But I'm disappointed in you, Krispy Kreme. That's what I'm saying. Cheville, you don't have Krispy Kreme in France, right? Or like they just had the one that just opened and it was wild how many people showed up. Is there like an equivalent French Krispy Kreme? Like, what are the other country equivalents for our things, right? Because not every country has a Taco Bell either, I don't think. I don't remember. I mean, surely Japan has some, but I don't remember ever seeing them. So, like, what's that country's equivalent of a Taco Bell, you know? Does Japan have Taco Bell? They do have Taco Bells. Not a huge fan of fast food. That's fair. We don't eat fast food as much as it seems like we do. But yeah, obviously this thing says Taco Bell in Japan tastes different. Well, yeah. They probably use meat that's actually meat. Oh, they've got like shrimp tacos and stuff. That's nice. Which, by the way, did you know, because most people don't know this, KFC is like not only huge in Japan, but it's their New Year's food. So like it's tradition for them to get KFC on New Year's. And like a lot of people don't realize that it's such a big thing. Them being Japan, if I didn't say that. Aggro and Mono are gonna walk up to the top of the tower, and then we will get our time here. KFC used to be Paris only. I guess, like, that makes sense, you know? Because conversely, I'm trying to think of examples of foreign restaurants that have come here. And yeah, like, outside of big cities, you're right, you don't really see that kind of thing. Like, there might be one or two branches of a famous Japanese restaurant. Like, Coco's Curry, for instance. Do we have Coco's Curry in America? Surely we do, in, like, New York. Coco Ichibanya, USA. Over 1,400 locations worldwide, but the majority of those are going to be in Japan. Yeah, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in America. And you can find a Coco's Curry anywhere in Japan. "10 years since I stopped eating meat." Did you choose to do that for, like, ethical reasons or health reasons or both? I found myself over time also kind of tending toward less meat. Certainly not no meat, because obviously we eat at Taco Bell and stuff all the time, but growing up, our household was very meat-centric. And it was just a factor of, like, no exposure to other things that I didn't eat other things, you know? And, like, even until, like, a couple months ago, I thought that I just hated beans. But it turns out that the only beans that I actually hate are kidney beans. And I actually really love all these other kinds of beans because they're not kidney beans. And it was just lack of exposure, you know? Growing up, if we had beans in my household, it was always kidney beans and they were gross. I don't like Starbucks either. Literally the only time I have ever set foot in a Starbucks is because every now and then, usually just once a year for Christmas, one of my clients will send me a Starbucks gift card because I have never bothered to inform them that I can't have caffeine. So I'll go to Starbucks and get, like, a brownie or something. But I have never in my life, genuinely. Okay, that's a lie. Once in my life, I have been in a Starbucks without a gift card, and it was the Starbucks above the Shibuya crossing in Japan because I wanted to take a picture of it for a documentary. Well, I mean, I needed to take video of it for the documentary, and then I just took a picture for myself, but they have since boarded up that window because there are too many people coming into the Starbucks, like, just to take a picture of Shibuya crossing. This song is called "The Sunlit Earth," and we had it in our wedding. I would love to do, like, if we renew our vows at some point, I would love to take, because all of the music, like 100% of the music in our wedding was video game music. I would love to, like, take every game that we featured, and instead of having, like, wedding appropriate music that's like piano and pretty, like, just pick something else from the game. So, like, we had Shadow of the Colossus. I should totally pick, like, a boss theme. And we could just renew our vows to, like, the Argus theme playing or something. It would be ridiculous, and it would be really fun. One day I was eating a shitty hot dog and mustard in a festival, and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? I'm not even enjoying it. Guess I'm vegetarian now. Well, hey, Sometimes it just be that way, you know? Alright, what's our time? What's our time? End. You can now do time attack mode. Thank you. Time, 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 time. 120/20? That seems like low. For me, you know. Let me look real quick. Yeah, let me see. Shadow the Colossus, any percent. Oh my god, I haven't updated my any percent in forever. My last Shadow the Colossus PB was 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 32 seconds. Okay, so hold on. That moves me from 42nd place. Oh no! One more second and I would have tied Titanus. She has a 120.19. That moves me from 42nd to 23rd. So that's something. Of course, the world record is 57 minutes and 25 seconds, which is obviously really fast. I would say that probably I would put myself at like a 1:15 in-game time is probably possible for me. Try to remember to save these splits. I will do it right now. Save splits. It's done. Like, yeah, with a little more tech stuff, I would say that probably a 1:15 is possible, which would move me to, basically top 20, like right on the cusp at 20th place. And then everybody in the top 20 are like all of the really competitive people, so like Jade is 9, Ruby is 11, obviously Tic Tac is 2nd, JK's 3rd, Aiden is 8th, Stocky, who was here earlier, is 16th, Temp is 15th, Soulmass is 14th, so there's a lot of really good people at that point. But anyway, that was fun. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. Who are we raiding? Maybe we'll raid Mutsky. We just raided Mike. Who, I made a mistake, by the way. Last week when we raided Mike, I made a mistake. Mike's pronouns are they, them. I'm sorry. So if you go and visit Mike again, just know that, because like I said, I made a mistake. Let's see. Gabby is probably on lunch. She's always on lunch at this time. Coco's playing a short hike. Yeah, so Shin Megami Tensei Vengeance just came out, and that's what Remy is playing. So let's raid Mutt, who's playing Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX speedrun. Mutt is very good at Final Fantasy, so go say hi when you get over there. Yes, I did. I did beat Yuzu's time. I was so close to... Oh, I should have just tied Titanus. So close. But I'll be back on Thursday, I believe, for more Solar Ash. In the meantime, stay safe, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate you all. And say hi to Mutsuki when you get over there. Bye!